What is going on, members of the Burger Empire? Brian here for Body by Burgers, and now that the Open for CrossFit has officially started, let me take that rule book, which is as clear as dirt, and try and make it a little bit murky water when it comes to understanding how to qualify for the CrossFit Games. Number one, first and foremost, you are going to qualify through the Open, believe it or not. That is going to take precedence over everything that has already happened this year. So that Dubai Fitness Championship, the Australian Championship, the Fittest in Cape Town, Wadapalooza, and what just passed this weekend, the Strength and Depth, don't matter unless you don't finish as a national champion or top 20 in the Open. So first and foremost, the qualifying positions that take priority over everything is the national champions. So you think about that. There's a lot of nations out there that are represented through CrossFit and its affiliates. And really what matters to CrossFit is, one, you are registered in the Open, and two, there's an affiliate in your country. That is all that you need to have to become a national champion or part of the national champion program. So, of course, we got USA, we got Canada, we got China, we got Japan, we got Dubai, we got you name it. So out of that, we're probably going to see roughly 100 plus people qualify out for the games purely out of the Open. From there, after they figure out the national champions, positions 1 to 20 qualify for the games as well. So now you think about that. Okay, well, we got Mr. Matt Frazier. Chances are he'll be the U.S. national champion. Chances are he'll be in the top 5 for the Open. Chances are he's already qualified because of the Dubai. Chances are he can qualify through Rogue. So, the options are literally misconstrued and confusing as all hell when it comes to this CrossFit Games layout. There's a big, extensive backfill program that kind of needs to be touched on here. So, literally, okay, in a perfect situation, all your national champions wouldn't be in the top 20, and the top 20 in the Open wouldn't have qualified through sanctioned events. That would be the ultimate situation. That would send the least confusing situation for all the athletes that are going to the games. But in this situation, and the way it's playing out, we're going to have 100 plus athletes going to the games. But there's this extensive backfill program that needs to take place. We've already seen a small case of it this year when Sam Briggs won not only the Dubai Fitness Championships, but she also won the Australian Championships, and Madeline Sturt got the ticket and her invite to the games, which for Madeline Sturt was an advantage because she probably won't finish top 20 in the Open. Probably won't be national champion either. So that was her advantage there. But now, let's throw a situation out there again with Mr. Matt Frazier. This is going to be probably the most convoluted way that you're going to see somebody qualify for the games. Now, Matt Frazier already won the Dubai Fitness Championships. Very likely he is going to be the U.S. national champion, and that is where he's going to qualify for the games. But it's also very likely he's going to finish in the top 20 for the Open as well. So what does that mean for the ticket that he's already gotten, or the invite he's already gotten from the Dubai Fitness Championships? Well, that means it's going to go to second place. Second place at that event, BKG, or Carl Gubinson. So now you think about this again. Well, there's a highly likely chance that BKG could be the Iceland national champion and potentially finish even top 20 in the Open as well. So now what does that mean for him when it comes to the qualification that he received because Matt Fraser finished as a national champion. Well, that means that at the Dubai Fitness Championships, it's going to go to third. And third was Willie Georges. Well, there's also a strong possibility that Willie Georges will be the French national champion. So what does that mean for Willie Georges' invite when it comes to the Dubai Fitness Championships? Well, that means it goes to fourth place. So fourth place from the Dubai Fitness Championships can very well punch their ticket to the games because of the three people that have finished ahead of them and how well they can potentially do in the Open. I know that seems confusing, but now let's reiterate this and how it's going to be all messed up. So those three names that I just mentioned, Matt Fraser, BKG, and Willie Georges, and let's throw in a fourth name for shits and giggles when we have Patrick Vellner come in. Now, let's say those guys do finish within the top 20 of the Open, and for even more fun, let's just say Patrick Vellner becomes the Canadian champion. Well, here's the situation that happens out of that. So from Wodapalooza, second place, I believe, was Norman Woodring. So if Patrick Vellner becomes the Canadian national champion out of the Open, then Norman Woodring would end up getting his invite to the games because Patrick Vellner finished as the national champion. Now, with that being said, let's just say Patrick Vellner, BKG, Willie Georges, and Matt Fraser all finish in the top 20 of the Open. What does that mean? Well, that now means from 5th to 25th in the Open qualify for the games because, again, national champions take precedence over everything else. So with that being played out, we now have national champions, then we now have people in the subsequent orders within that qualification process of the Open. Not just the top 20, but potentially the top 40 making it to the games, plus everybody that has qualified from sanctioned events that were outside of national champions and top 40 in the Open. And that is like worst case scenario where like literally everything is the perfect storm, where the top 20 in the Open are also national champions, in which the bottom, well, I shouldn't say the bottom 20, but the from 20 to 40 would then, or 21 to 40, sorry, would then qualify because 1 to 20 were national champions, and then subsequent orders finishing at sanctioned events would then get invites. It's super confusing, and it's just honestly kind of a pain in the ass. And going from Open to regionals to games is a much easier subject and a much easier way to keep track of everything. I enjoy the fact that we're going to get to see a lot of contests this year. What I'm not going to enjoy, honestly, is probably the games. I'm not going to pay attention and if to the first like 3-4 days if this is the way they say they're going to do it, like an elimination style bracket. Which, speaking of, if you qualify from a sanctioned event to the games and you don't finish in the top 20 or get a backfill spot from the Open, your finishing position in the Open is where they seed you in or at the games. So somebody like Noah Olsen, who may get a backfill spot but finished like, say, 100th in the Open, is going to seed 100 overall at the games, and that is a very likely and very realistic possibility, which is kind of sad because the guy's been a perennial top 5, top 10 finisher, and he's going to have to work his ass off all weekend. And then I think if he does qualify through the elimination bracket and makes it to the final round, it's going to suffer for him because he may have had to do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more workouts than the people that were higher up within the bracket system and potentially may have gotten buys to the next round. So it is extremely confusing and it's extremely convoluted, and there's an extensive backfill system. So I hope that this video kind of clears up the mystery that is surrounding how to qualify for the game. So let's just do a very simple, quick recap, but there's a million situations that can play out. So number 1, first and foremost, from the Open, national champions get their qualification spot to the games. From there, the top 20 out of the Open get their qualification to the games. And third, and apparently least, is your qualifications through the sanctioned events, such as Wadapalooza, Strength and Depth, the Rogue Invitational coming up, Dubai Fitness Championships. All of those are literally the bottom of the totem pole. What I personally would like to see is if CrossFit was looking to make the open more inclusive, I still think what should have happened, and so we didn't have to mess up much out of the regional competition. If they really wanted to see people go straight to the games, and this might be confusing as well, and might exclude a lot of the high-end athletes, because you look at somebody like Brent Fikowski, who barely made it to regionals last year and then ended up winning his region. Would kind of shoot him in the foot a little bit with that, because if you look at my idea is like, okay, you still have regions, but you now look at the top 10 from the open from each region qualifies for the games. So then we're sending like 60 to 70 athletes, trying to make things more comfortable, more programmable. The top and the bread and butter are still going to show up. And if need be, instead of making the open 5 weeks, why not make the open 6 or 7? And I know athletes are going to hate that, but at the same time, it also gives them more time to qualify, or more time to make up ground if they have a bad first week or a bad second week. So that is the video for today, guys. That is not only how to qualify for the games, but I think my idea on how to simplify it, make it so that everybody can keep track, and make the games not so convoluted. I know CrossFit is trying to represent everybody, not make it so much about the games, make it more about the fitness aspect of what CrossFit is about as a methodology, and not so much as the games. But I think they're shooting themselves in the foot by not doing it the way they did last year. CrossFit's only gotten as popular as it has because of the media division and making those documentaries and making them available on Netflix. So I think that if we were to do a better series, try and simplify the regionals so that they're not sucking down as much money, I don't know. But that is the video for today, guys. If you liked the video, make sure to like the video. Like it if I've cleared up the mud that CrossFit has created. Comment in the comment section below if you're participating in the open and how 19.1 went for you guys. I did not do the workout. I don't know. I'm not anywhere near the level that I need to be, or once was. But I'm trying to get back to that. Subscribe. It's the only way to become a member of the Burger Empire. Make sure to hit that bell notification. I'm trying to put out videos as much as possible for you guys. And until next time, as always, Burger Power.